Yeah. All right, we're live now, but
Alrighty. So obviously apologize for some of the technical difficulties. We're going to get the crew back on. Elise is joining us. We're just waiting for Kevin and Mo. We'll pick up the conversation about reseller etiquette. We've got one more topic, then of course we'll try to end as close to on time as possible. But we'll also give the chat an opportunity to rejoin the new link.
Yep, I'm about to put it out now.
Yep.
All right, so we got Mo. All right, so we got some folks on here. Welcome back.
So essentially we're just waiting for Kevin.
Yeah, I think ultimately what ended up happening is Kev had a breakdown of the internet. Also, we are back. We don't have the fancy screen, and you can see my my Christmas lights a little better. I'm really excited about those color lights right there. They make me happy. Look, I'm a single dad doing single dad shit.
There you go, Cindy Lou.
You know what I'm saying?
Cindy Lauper. Cindy Lauper.
Cindy Lou who?
Let me add Kevin again. Bring him back.
Yeah. Add Kev. Chat, what's going on? Thanks for rejoining us. Hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, might as well on this one too. I didn't do it, so boop.
Smash that like button. What's going on, squad?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it back up.
All right, so where we left off, we were talking about reseller etiquette, and then Mo, you were basically talking about the length of time that it took for Kicks0l0gy to send you the shoe. Well over 2 weeks. Obviously, you know, as Marcus alluded to, they probably didn't have the shoes in hand, and I've seen that firsthand. Last year with the Space Jam release, the boutique in the mall was basically paying people just straight up cash, like, you know, go in line, get the shoe, and come back, because Finish Line and Foot Locker basically said that they could not come into the store and buy any more shoes. Like, they shut it down. So they were just saying, all right, we need to fill our pre-orders because we did so many pre-orders. Here's what we're paying for this size, and that size. So that's how they were able to fill those orders. So just like Marcus was saying, even though they may have claimed that in hand or ship on release day or whatever the case may be, they could have ran into some issues because obviously that pair did sell out much quicker than people probably anticipated.
Right. And I'm sure that because they did send out something, I think, eventually, that once I responded, that said, oh, yeah, we had some issues with what came in and it got pushed back. And I get that, you know, but you should say that before I have to make the complaint, right? Give me a heads up and let me feel comfortable. Right.
All the retailers did, because Sneaker Room in Jersey, a lot of their DBs, you know, got delayed. Shoe Palace, their shoes got delayed. So I think it was just a fundamental issue from Memphis with the delivery. But absolutely, you got to be in communication with your customer. You know, if I sell something, I'm shipping it out the next day. You know, even if I didn't plan on it, it's going to be, you know, somewhat of an inconvenience. I got to, you know, go out there on my lunch, whatever the case may be. The fact that you gave me money for something, you know, I owe you that courtesy to get it out right away. I mean, that's how I want to be treated.
If Nike can do it, so a smaller place can do it. I'm not trying to hear when Nike's bigger, they can do it. You got less orders, you're smaller, you can get it out the next day.
But I mean, like, you gotta understand, like, to say that.
So 2 days, Dan. 2 days is all I'm asking.
Right, like, no, because I mean, like, so here's with StockX. StockX right now, they have a huge deal, like, they're running it, and like all these things are happening, and you have the shoes that I have. It took a week to get there because of UPS. Right, they just got there today, and they're still sitting on haven't been authenticated, haven't gone through the process yet.
I thought yours just got shipped out.
No, I mean, they've arrived for authentication. So when you have the holiday season on top of, like, some of the DBs didn't get released on time, like Sneaker Room was talking about, some of their DBs didn't show up, and they had, even Nike themselves had to push back the DB dates.
And the kids.
Right, exactly, on the GS sizes. And some of the what do you call them, hose? The
them hose.
The Harris 11s, they have problems with those as well. And so, you know, when you're one or two people trying to facilitate an IG's worth of people bum rushing your order forms, like, you got to show them a little grace. You know, like, I get that we're buying a product and our money means that they need to do this, and this, but, you know, in my mind, we got to give that person grace. They don't have, like, cemented logistic lines here and there.
But this is the thing, Dan. So that's a reseller, and, you know, there's a certain premium that goes into that purchase. So if that service is not provided, that premium should no longer apply. So there needs to be some sort of
give back.
You know, exactly to the customer to say, you know what, yeah, we screwed that one up. Here's X% off this next purchase, or here's some sort of
And some people
token
do,
of our appreciation and gratitude.
And some people do. Go ahead.
They're not communicating at all. Here's the deal: like if I send you an email and I'm inquiring about something, and you know that you have an issue that goes through a lot of different customers. I mean, all the customers follow you on IG. They can put that on there. StockX had an issue and they said that, you know, they were having problems getting things out and getting things done faster. All they had to do, they put that thing on there that said, hey, we're having an issue. They're going to take a little bit longer, but, you know, I'm sorry. I was cool with that because I got stuff that StockX that's coming in that I'm like, all right, you know, they let me know. I'm not worried about it. It'll come when it comes.
Right.
But there's been several times with Kicks0l0gy where like he's gone ghost. You know, like I had to do claims through.
I'm not trying to chase anybody down.
Yeah, I had to do claims on PayPal just to get him to respond. I'm like, bro, that's not a way to run your business. I mean, like I have your you know, your cell phone number. If I hit you up, just like shoot me a text back and be like, hey man, I know what you're calling about, you know, this and this and this and that. I'd be cool with that. Like, just let me know that I don't feel like my money is just floating out there in the outer space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't leave me there with like the unknown.
Right.
Don't leave me hanging.
Elise, what do you think?
There we go.
I mean, when people buy stuff off of me, if they pay me that day and it's before I get off at 3:30, I'm at the post office that same day shipping it out because I know how the feeling is of waiting for something that you paid for. And if I can't make it that next day, I'm telling them like, listen, I can't make it this day, but I definitely will give you the tracking number the next following day. And I'll even throw in, like, I get random stuff. I'll throw in like shoelaces. I'll throw in my keychains. Like, I'll make it so it's like, you know, I know that I feel, you know, I'm sorry, but this is what happened. But I've never gone over 2 days without going to the post office.
Right. That's ridiculous. Especially if you're an individual selling something, right? Not even a business. If you're an individual selling something, there's zero excuse. Right. I might even toss that 2-day thing out the window unless you sell something and you're out of town and you can't get to the merchandise. But
absolutely, like 2 days would be the max. But because I'm a consumer, I know, like she said, how it feels on the other end. Right. So if someone's paying me for something, like the very next business day, like it's gone. It's going out. You're getting the tracking. I'm seeing communication. You know, like Frankie said, Frankie bought something off me, and the very next day it's like boom. You know, it's at the post office. He got it the next day after that. He's like, damn, that came super quick. I'm like,
right. Again, though, so let's talk about how many shoes do you think that Kicks0l0gy is pushing out?
But is that my problem?
Right.
No, it's not. It's not your problem. But I'm saying, like, you know, that's why, like for me, I try to show some grace, you know, because they're. I mean, like homie Atlas, you know, he sent out 300 pair of those Gym Red 11s, you know, and it took a couple of days for him to ship out the 2 pair that I picked up. And, you know, it was like, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, what's this? He's like, yo, I'm behind, man. I shipped out. I had 300 pair to ship out, and I just couldn't get all of them. And I kept trying to have to make trips to the post office, and it kept shutting down. So, you know, I think the biggest key is if there's a line of communication, and if you're able to talk to that person, if they're talking back, then you're good to go. You know, but it's that like nothing.
Right. You know? There's a difference because at least Atlas responds. Like he will respond to you in, you know, that same day.
Right.
Kicks0l0gy, you might not get hit back until you hit PayPal up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
When I got to get PayPal involved, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to talk about fake. That's what I want to talk about. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, like just like Kip, when I had an issue with what they sent me. And I send you a message and you don't respond, and you end up giving me free stuff because you are too big for your britches. I mean, you can't handle the email.
Right.
Then you giving away free stuff. But yeah, we can get it. Let's get into
what's the next stuff? Because we got 6 minutes, if that.
No, we're gonna go over a little bit.
We gotta go over a little bit because we gotta.
Okay.
Small overtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small overtime. Yeah, well, Dan, I mean, you want to talk about the fakes? Talk about the fakes, man.
Yeah, so I don't remember how I got pointed to this video, I don't remember where it came from, like, or who sent me the message or how I noticed it. I think it was 804 King of Phones. And he sent me. I went and checked out this video because I saw his video, and then he sent me. I went from like, well, who the fuck is he talking about? So I had to go find that video, so on and so forth. And they were like, the fake. The one that got me was the Ben 13. The Ben 13.
Quickly,
right?
Dan, not to cut you off. Quick, just get a recap. Get a quick recap for people who haven't seen the video or anything.
So there was this group of people called the Four Horsemen. They were all out of Detroit. They were all good friends. And one guy had a connection, I guess, that the other three were using sometimes. I'm not 100% sure on the ins and outs of that particular relationship. But what I do know is that one of them bought our piano guy or Sneaker Struggles, purchased some stuff from Payne 82 or Payne 82 and Shells 85. I don't know. Again, what I know is that the shoes, he gave up a large sum of money, almost 2K, and received 2 that were blatant, and 1 that was pretty. I mean, like, it's pretty. I mean, like, if you're looking at small details and going through, it's a fake.
Right. Ultimately, it's the equivalent of me selling Dan fakes.
Right. Exactly. It's this brotherhood thing, and then he kind of played on that. Now the other guy was new to the sneaker game and was willing, I don't know if he there was some homework that wasn't, but it was just rough.
Right.
It was rough. And it was some faith involved in there. Exactly. Like if Maul was to sell me something, I would be like, yeah, that's legit. I would not question it. So looking at this whole thing and then watching it all play out through social media, like, how does that work and what does that do? Like, I did learn that the wings on the ones are 2 inches. Like from the tip of the wing to the back of the TM.
Who's you measuring that with?
I have a tuna can that I measure stuff with. Anyway,
TMI.
Oh man.
No, but I mean, like, they were. I mean, like, when you got to look at them, they were kind of blatant. And I don't know if the dude got ripped off, but like, what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think about these fakes?
Listen, I just think the way in which it was handled was terrible. So, like, let's go back to the example. Dan, I sell you fakes. I'm going to be extremely apologetic. You know what I mean? Like, to the point where it's going to pain me if, in fact, I didn't know about it, if it was outside of my control, if it wasn't my fault. If, in my opinion, if I did it blatantly, then I'm going to get quasi-defensive. You know what I mean? Because I'm now then trying to save face as opposed to caring about what I did to someone else. And that's ultimately how I read into it. So I only watched a snippet of the respond, and I turned it off.
That whole thing.
I couldn't.
Yeah, you had to watch.
I watched the whole thing.
I might circle back, but ultimately it wasn't genuine to me, and I didn't like the tone or the content, so I just had to turn it off. I just wasn't going to do it.
Here's the deal.
And he didn't apologize.
Because you could read a couple of different ways, and I'll play devil's advocate here. Like, say that I purchased some shoes from someone, and I just send them to you. I've trusted this person that I bought the shoes from, and I send it to you, not even inspecting them or anything like that, because I feel that they're gonna be real. You get them, and you say, oh, "Hey, man, something don't look right," and I'm like, whatever,
At that point, I'm saying,
hold on. What looks wrong with it? And we talk about it. And then, like, I'm in disbelief because I can't believe my man got me looking stupid out here. So, when it goes back and forth to the 2 people who are involved, who are friends, the end game, you get a certain kind of a disrespect level that you may have felt that you have to be defensive on, like, as a man. Because if a dude talks to you a certain way, you might be totally wrong, but you might double down on that because you don't want to look like
you're not wrong.
Right. And that's how I kind of read that, because I felt like he was that either he had a lot of emotion or he was just just acting. It was one or the other. I couldn't tell exactly which way it went because I don't know Payne that well, and I'm not gonna go out there and say that, you know, he was, you know, being shady or whatever. I mean, giving him the benefit of the doubt, I think that what it was is that he felt that, you know, his manhood was questioned and he was hurt by that. But, you know, he also had to own up to that.
Right.
You know, that he actually got fake shoes. So, I mean, the way to fix it would have been like, hey, man, look, I'm going to give you your money back. If you don't want to be cool with me at this point, right. And I understand that, but this wasn't, you know, how I meant to be. And I know you made the video and people made the video and then called me a hoe and whatever and this and that. And, you know, I will still address that. But I would still try to I'll make it right before I went out and said anything. You're not going to hear
exactly.
You're not going to hear shit from me until I make it right. Or I say, hey, you know what? I reached out to give him the money back. I'm giving him all the money back, because the part that I didn't like that he said was that there was 2 that were blatantly fake, but the other ones we can't tell. Like, Doc, you got 1 fake.
Right.
The whole
I don't trust the batch.
Because it's not even about if it is fake or not. You're always going to have that at the back of your head.
Yep.
That it's fake, and especially if you're spending that amount of money, once 1 fake comes out of there, they're all fake.
Yeah, they're all fakes.
Right.
Exactly.
You're dead. You're dead.
Exactly. I don't think.
At least, have you ever received any fakes?
No.
That you know of?
That
was with the utmost confidence. She's like, no.
We all think we're real.
That's just me being lucky, though, because I've heard a lot of stories. So, but I'm really picky when I buy stuff. Like, I don't know.
Well, I'm hyper paranoid when it comes to fake. So anytime I get a shoe, I have to, you know, look at it up and down. I'm comparing it to pictures. I'm looking at video. I'm FaceTiming Dan, and then I'm taking it to someone to get authenticated. So like, there's so much, and that's after it's already quote unquote gone through some sort of authentication process. I mean, like, so.
Let me throw this out there too, because a lot of people might not know, in the Pain video where he's showing the shoes off, and I think it was another video maybe, he had those top 3s sitting in the video, and those are supposed to be, I think they were supposed to be for Piano Guy. 804 helped me out with that one. I think those top 3s were supposed to be for Piano Guy. So I'm like, bro, like, you got them from the same dude. Are those fake too?
Oh, look, were they in the video where he had the money and was talking about?
Yeah, they're in the second video. He had a second video.
No, the second video.
Wait, what happened? I'm only going to do a 1 and 0 pickup.
He didn't address that. He didn't address that. He talked about the pickups he had from a sneaker convention that he picked up. So,
gotcha.
I mean,
and he just kind of.
But I'm like you. I wouldn't have made the video. I mean, right? At the end of the day, if I had the issue, there wouldn't have been a response video, right? I got aired out. I'm going to go to you, and I'm going to try and right the wrong. And the only way that would have came out would have been if Piano Guy would have said, okay, you know what? Me and him worked it out. He paid me. I just want to let y'all know, you know, he righted the wrong. To me, like you said, there was no point in him coming out with the video. It just kind of, it takes away from, are you genuinely, it's more like he just did it to save face for himself versus I'm trying to be genuine about really helping out somebody who was his friend, you know, and then you only got half the money. Why are you showing the money on the camera? Like, I got half the money. Well, half ain't all. I could give a fuck about half.
Yeah. I mean, 804 just said that those were PGs that were sitting down, and he had them sat there propped up like he was flossing them. Don't pay attention to those. You know, I'm like, when you do that, it makes it look even worse.
It does
to me.
It does.
Here's my opinion. I don't really. I mean, I talk to 804 daily. I talk to 804 daily. I don't really know the other guys. I interact with PG, you know, sometimes through IG, but I mainly talk to 804. You know, but here's and I don't know if it's true. I kind of heard that Piano Guy's kind of new in the game. You know, he hadn't been in the shoe game for a long time. And here's my thoughts. I think that, and I don't know Payne. I've met him or whatever, but I really think they were trying to finesse the dude. I mean, you're looking at, okay, this is a new guy in the game. We may be able to get over on it. You know, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. If I am, I apologize. But this is just my perspective of it. You know, I think he was trying to finesse him, knowing he's a new guy, knowing he may not have the knowledge to go and say, let me look at this shoe and see if it's real or fake. That's my opinion. You know, but whatever the case may be, the way it was handled was foul, and that's just not
right.
the way you do
What
things.
made
y'all know I'm the angriest, grumpiest. I'm not gonna come on the mic and play Macho Man Randy Savage, instead of picking up the phone and saying, "Hey man, I made a mistake."
That's my thing. Like, as a man, I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna right the wrong before I make a video.
I'm not making no video. Period.
And
I don't need
in and of itself.
Your Highness just he hit one point too. Is if you listen to the Pain video, he's got that "What's Beef" in the background, and you're creating a scene, and it did look bad. And
it did.
It all had a negative undertone. It was that's why I wasn't with it.
What made him question if they were fake in the first place? I guess I didn't get to the bottom of why he questioned.
I don't know. 804, man.
The bins. It's got to be the bins. Like the
bins. If he doesn't know about kicks, what would have made him look into if this is your friend? I'm not questioning.
But that is why there are some sneakers that I will never buy because the fakes are just so prevalent, and that's just it.
Right. So and I see piano guys in here, and I know he might be new to the game, and that's the thing. But when you're getting a shoe like the Ben 13, where they have produced a ton of fakes, or when you're getting a like DB4s, like there's a gang of DB4s out there, you really got to do your homework on these shoes. Like you've got to know where you're getting them. You've got to know, like with the Ben 13s, if I don't get the box, if I don't get the bag, and the wooden shoe trees aren't in there, I'm not taking that shoe straight up.
No,
not at all. If I don't know the seller, but that's the thing that got you is that guy, and that's the part that always hurts me. It's always like, damn, but he knew him. The fact with the Benzo, and that pair specifically is the one that I was like, as soon as you lifted it up in the video, it was like
this is
the
thing. Like, if that's not your personal pair, I know you and I know you've had it for X amount of years or whatever the case may be. If you are just able to get them, then I don't want them.
Right.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah. No, we got to kind of wrap this one up though.
Yeah. So when it comes to situations like this, our shoes like that, Ben 13s, DB4s, I'm only buying them from collectors themselves. Know where you're getting your stuff from. If it's not his and he can just get them magically, or replacement boxes, or shoes in bags, here's just these shoes I got for you in a bag. I'm not going to take it. Nah, it's cool, man. I'll just take
baby.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just take this shoe and I'll take this money and put it elsewhere. There has to be so that there's always that buyer beware. And I know that he got you because he was close to you, but at the same time, you have to have a certain amount of
guard up,
wherewithal.
Yeah, you gotta have your guard up.
Wait, hold on, dude. So let's back up. You said
I'm not blaming the victim.
Wherewithal. You got to know certain things, and not have that blind faith.
You got to make sure you watch it. You got to make sure you watch his whole video, because he also says towards the end he start putting everybody else out there. He's like,
oh yeah, no, he was there.
He's like, piano guy wanted to put you guys, I'm like, but did you say anything before that happened? I mean, did you say anything to them that he wanted to hit him over the head? So that makes me think that he was with kinda as well.
Right.
Watch the videos.
Yeah.
I'm not giving that any energy.
Yeah, and that has to, there has to just be a certain amount of homework that you do. That's what I
real quick, guys, we're already 8 minutes over. All right.
Let's go into the next whatever we got to do.
Real quick into topic number 3, which would be, as a consumer and really the environment that we're in, the computer age of bots, the camping, the hyper strikes, the resellers, is it time to quote unquote fight fire with fire?
Yes.
Do you cop a bot?
I'm getting a bot.
Do you pay the pre-sale? Do you become a reseller yourself? Ultimately, what can you do as a consumer to kind of even the playing field?
I'm getting a bot. I don't give a shit who cares about that. I am putting that out there. I will probably...
You're hype beast. So.
Yep, because I'm going to get some Yeezys and I'm going to flip them. And yeah, at this point, it's just, if you'd have asked me this a year ago, it'd have been like, no, I would never go to those links. But you just can't compete at this point, right? If you want the shoes and you don't want to keep paying these reseller prices, you have to fight fire with fire. It's just that simple. So, I mean, I don't think it's cheating at this point anymore.
Someone write me a program then.
Skinner 32, where you at, bro?
Right. No, but, at least real quick, Elise, what do you think? Because obviously, like you have a lot of relationships there. You're in a good market, good demographic in terms of being able to get, you know, shoes and things of that nature. Like, what are your thoughts with kind of where it's gone, you know, right now with the hyper strikes and the camping and everything else with quote unquote the culture?
I've never bought a bot before, but I don't knock the people that do. I mean, when the V2s first came out, I just didn't do enough, like, quote unquote, like raffles, I guess you could say. And then I just got sick of paying resale. So then I went out and literally did 20 raffles for one release. And then I started hitting, and I'm like, okay, well, I just have to put in the work.
Right. It's a numbers game.
So if you don't want to put in the work, or if you're not, some people aren't even around areas that have raffles. So, I mean, LA, there's like tons of raffles. But if you're in an area where there's not a lot of raffles, then what else is your choice to do besides get a bot if you can't even use the apps or anything?
Right.
So I don't knock those people. It's just, I don't think I could see myself going that route.
Me personally, I was firmly against bots for a long time. You know, I refused to do. I mean, because, you know, being that I came from the old school, we didn't even use internet to get these damn shoes, and now somebody can get on the internet and cheat and get a shoe that I want.
So
I was for a long time, and now my thing is, you know, you got to do what it takes to get these shoes. You know, and if that's something that you want. Right. So I'm all for a bot now. I mean, and we've talked about it several times, and you know, it's time to even the playing field, because if you don't, the resellers are going to get all the shoes, and you're going to have to pay a premium price.
Yep.
And that's the way it's going, because everybody who I know that has a bot is a reseller. They don't even like Kicks. They're just buying them to sell them to make money off of them. Right. So
they're creating.
Why allow them to keep?
Right. So ultimately,
why allow them to
when I think about my 2018
that
playbook and what I want to do, you know, it might just be a combination of everything I said. I might have to look into a bot. All bots are not created equal. So I'm definitely not just going to throw money at a program that's not even going to work. And ultimately, if everyone else is going to bot up, then, you know, you're going to have to pay even more to get a good one. So that's something to take into consideration.
But you're in New York. You're in New York. Like, you can do the legwork. Like,
I am not in New York, though. That's what everyone fails to understand. And everyone in New York, they already have those, like, all those backdoor sales and all those relationships. Those are already cemented. So I'm in New Jersey. All right. I'm not in New York. And not only that, like, where I work, if that was in New York, that'd be one thing. I am like a good 2 hours away. So I'm even further away from the action. So ultimately, it's really online and whatever things we have in the central North Jersey area. Outside of that, I might as well be in Columbus with Kev. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's how far outside of the game that I am. Based off exactly based off that demographic. And then ultimately it goes, I guess, a little bit to the unbox method. And that's just to become some sort of a reseller. You know, Dan, you got rid of all your Yeezys. You're ready to cop a couple grails. Like, that's what it's going to become. I'm going to have to buy things that other people would want, which usually I don't.
Yep.
That I'm not that fond of, just to be able to have that trade bait and say, okay, well, let me sell this and I'll rob Peter to pay Paul.
You're already about shit. Nobody won't buying all them damn curries.
Listen, I'm in my own lane. I'm comfortable in my skin.
So, because you light skin, you usually light skin.
Listen, brother, I got the best of both worlds. I never had
Cuda says she private dancing in 2018. She's trying to get them shoes.
Listen, I am not touching that one.
I really believe firmly in the legwork method. You know, like, I don't have 20 places I can go, but I have Wish, Social Status, I'm on Manier.
You're in a good area too.
Right, but you're right. You're in a good area. You got options.
I have House of Hoops. I have Champs.
Right.
But even legwork is not going to always help, because every shoe is not going to release in a store in your area. So every legwork is not going to always help.
And ultimately, what you do is you have to strengthen those relationships, because damn, what they say, I got you next time.
Right, and he didn't, and that's cool. You know, like, I have, like, it's a 45-minute ride for me to go to Social Status. And if the only time I talk to him is during a hype release, that's me on some bullshit. Like, that's not me trying to, you know, foster a relationship with somebody. That's me like, yo, you got me. Like 19,000 other people coming up in that store.
To build a relationship, you got to go in there and buy other shit besides limited kicks.
Right.
You got to go in there and pick up GRs and buy shirts and shit like that. You got that's how you build a relationship. You got to buy the
as it's working for me right now, what's working better for me is building relationships online and buying from, like Atlas or the Sneaker Room or,
shout out to the Sneaker Room.
Yeah, the Sneaker Room is dope. Like, so I'm able to, because of the internet, like, and I know Elise had said that the internet is kind of fucking up the social thing, but for me, I find it because there's nobody like me in Buford, fucking Georgia. There's nobody here in Buford that's like, yo, I've got 300 pairs of sneakers. And they're like, yeah, me too. Like, that never happens. They see my shit and they're like, you got a problem, man. I'm like, I fucking know. I know. So
I've already accepted my problem. It just is what it is.
You're like, me and you don't have the same problem. We don't have the same problem, bro.
First,
like, but like I'm saying, like,
out there in the street.
You got mine and Dan's collection together. And
like if you were to and Mike, everybody's got.
I got 10 kicks. That they don't count.
Like what? I'm just saying, like if you can foster a relationship, like be a real person to these people, and not just a guy in the store like trying to get this release like everybody else. Like the original management crew at Finish Line, right up here. I went in there all the time. I bought normal shit that nobody bought, and I bought the shit that everybody wanted. And eventually, I noticed that my name just kept getting pulled, and to the point where they're like, "Oh, we've already filled you out a raffle ticket. You ain't got to come here." Which was dope. I was like, "Cool," So if I do that, if I make that effort and be that person, then I get those things back. And that's the thing is, am I really willing to go down to downtown Atlanta and create that relationship? Right. Like I wish I was in LA. I wish there was 20 places I could go, but there are 3.
I am with you, Dan, because from my house, and obviously we took the trip. I'm about 45 minutes to an hour from the city. Depending on traffic and all that other stuff. And you know what? With everything I have going on right now in my life, I don't have 45 minutes to an hour to just burn to go to the city and say, hey, what's up? And, et cetera, et cetera. It's, I can wake up at 9:45 on a Saturday, try my luck online, and then go about my business.
So, we foster relationships online, and that's really the new brick and mortar, really, anyway, is online.
Yeah. You foster that relationship with that bot.
I'm about to say, I don't need to foster nothing. I just need to pay for you and use you how I want.
I just really want those shoes on top of Annalise's head. Or Elise, not Annalise. Elise.
I was like, Annalise, what?
Annalise. What are you watching? How to Get Away with Murder?
Where are we going with this?
No, but there's this pair of shoes directly over her head.
Wait, could it be those? Those right there?
The Red October?
Red October? Oh, yeah, those.
I would punch your fucking mother for that pair of shoes.
I hope you're not talking to
her. I hope you don't mean her mother.
Hers? Right. No, I don't know her like that.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Marcus.
Okay, cool.
My mom will punch your bitch ass back.
So here's the deal. I will trade you these, Elise, for those. You could just pop them right in there.
You guys are breaking up. I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
That was good.
You can't
I like
that connection.
I honestly believe that we were breaking up.
I did too. I'm like, by the time that it hit me that it was a joke, I'm like, you can't play like that.
Well played.
We have Lorenzo.
That's great.
Right, we got one of the Ball brothers in here.
Lorenzo? Is that a real ball? A real ball?
I don't know.
There's Lonzo. There's Mello.
There's no Lorenzo.
If that's Lorenzo Ball, send a couple of them shoes.
Who is Lorenzo?
Quadruple B.
He's the one they don't talk about.
Right. He's the one that don't got no skills.
He hit that like button. That's
no, real quick. So this is just kind of a question for Elise. That's all right. Whatever. Elise, what is like on the top of your 2018 list as far as shoes that we know are coming out?
Dang.
On the spot.
Yeah.
I would go with like the Air Maxes because I think that Sean's Air Max was.
Ooh. God, I want that shoe.
Very.
Talk about punching mamas.
And then the other Air Maxes that are coming out, which I'm really excited about, are the Safari pack that they're remaking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
So
yes.
if I get those two, I'll be fine.
You're good.
Good choices. I'm pissed I bought those damn 95.
That's something.
But whatever.
Oh, sorry.
We're doing this again.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
God.
It's after hours.
No.
It really is. It really is.
Let's just keep it together for another 5 minutes, fellas.
All right, so are we gonna do this hashtag hero thing or what?
No. Skip the hashtag hero. We're gonna go to the shout outs. So I will start it off. Elise, thank you very, very much for joining us. Hopefully we can have you on again in season 2 if these Gang of Misfits didn't scare you off, particularly Mo.
What was that?
Yeah, you gotta get out more, boy. You need Jesus.
Well, Mo.
Shout out to the usual suspects. You know, obviously we love you guys. Thanks for hitting up the second link. That's big. We appreciate it. We got 34 likes on this one, and whoever gave us a thumbs down on the other one loved us enough to come back.
We got a thumbs down on this one
second
too.
thumbs down. So shout out to you because you're the real MVP.
It was Dre Day Kicks. That's what it was.
Still got that view though.
Right. So I know Dan is going to reiterate it, but you can see all that Rejuvenator, that beautiful Rejuvenator in the background, and you can get 10% off your purchase by using the product code Monday Midsole. So shout out to Rejuvenator, shout out to 8 and 9. I want to shout out to Champ Sports, the Container Store, Stance. Shout out to the usual suspects who shouted us out. I got messages from Ben. I saw John had put a little something up there. There was a few more, but Kevin usually better with the list. So I will let you. Yep, Thriller. Actually, I hit him up in the DM, thanking him for that. So I know Kevin usually keep a list, so I will let you finish that off.
Well, I mean, that was pretty much who I had in the list. And Marcus, if you see anything on the Midsole page, and shout them out, please. But I wanted to send a shout out to, and I had something for OG Sneakers. It's his birthday. Happy birthday. He might not be in this one. I saw him on there earlier, but happy birthday. I might have to put something together on Instagram tonight, you know what I'm saying, for him, because he loved them cupcakes. So
I'm in love with the cupcake.
As you sing the Green Gatorades.
So make sure y'all check that out. I'll put that up tonight. I'll put something together. But shout out to Talking Kicks. Catch them Wednesday 8:30 on the Talking Kicks page. Sneaker File Day 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Sneaker Box Podcast Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. No, 11 o'clock in the morning. 11 o'clock. So shout out to all them. Shout out to all y'all for following us from one to the next. I did figure out what was wrong. I had something else going on in the background, so that killed my RAM. So that was the deal there, because the connection was still up. But thanks, y'all.
Well,
Elise.
I followed all the females back that wrote their @names. So if I missed anybody, just like a picture on my Instagram, and I'll follow you guys back. I need some more female love.
There we go.
Love it.
Shout out to the OG.
For real.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on, for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it simple. Shout out to the usual suspects for kicking it with us, for going into overtime. I know we held y'all a little over. This game is probably whack anyway. And thanks to everybody who hit me up. I know the Kickstarter campaign ended today, so you guys all got the message that said, "Hey, didn't reach the goal. You're getting a refund." So I appreciate everybody hitting me up. I'm good. I got other plans. Keep it pushing. But thanks for the support. And thanks for hanging with us.
That's me. That's me.
Daniel.
So check it out. You can get all this stuff from your Rejuvenator. It's a pretty good Christmas presents. Look at this little thing. I think it's cool. Pretty cool. Also, you can use Monday Midsole as a code, and you'll get 10% off your entire purchase. And like, for real, I can't thank Rejuvenator enough, because they continually support the show. They allow us to expand, and actually make this a thing and turn this into a reality for us. So that's really cool. Shout out to the Slamming Santa with my cool Tis the Season thing. I think it's really cool. I really like it. It's a comfortable sweatshirt, and I can be fat in it and eat cookies, so it's awesome.
What you did on camera.
hell yeah. And with that, like, I feel like I'm missing something, but shout out to the peoples. I love y'all with all my heart. Marcus.
All right, well, let me kick a few shout outs to a few people who shouted us out today. The Sneaker X, Dread Kicks, Kicks0l0gy, my new little homie, Fresh Kicks 3, Sneakerhead Clothing Line, always supporting the homie D-Lo 1014, Thriller from Manila, Arrows,
Hong Kong,
Fresh George 23, KB, Fresh Kicks. I mean, the whole clan, man. We can't do this without y'all. So yeah, usual suspects. We love and appreciate everything that y'all do for us. On another note, just about what we touched on today, we gotta make better connections in the sneaker community. We got to look out for each other. We got enough stuff against us, enough resellers. You don't stab your own friends in the back. You know what I'm saying? So, start looking out for your people. We got a good community of people around us. We always take care of each other. We want to see the same thing in the sneaker community. So, start showing more love and all the hate and all the negativity. We got to take that away. With that being said, we'll see y'all again next week. Peace.
Join the Facebook group.
Join the Facebook.